Hey Raquel, my name is Andrew and I'm the essay corrector here at IELTSpodcast.com. Thank you for submitting this trial correction. I see you've selected your own topic. So I'll give you some guidance on how to structure this essay, how best to respond to it, I'll correct your grammar, and I'll talk about formalizing and depersonalizing the essay. These are all things that we should do to achieve formality in academic writing. So what the core of this question is, can you tell about a person's culture and character from their choice of clothes? So I would say some people believe that the way a person dresses, to get dressed is quite informal, but the way a person dresses, how about reveals information about their culture and personality? Good. Now this bit here should actually be attached to here. So, do you agree or disagree? What I get from this is that you personally, I somewhat agree with this, with the information, with, let's say, this statement. We shouldn't just say, although it is not entirely true. We should give a brief idea as to what we're referring to. So we could say, although clothing is not an accurate measure of these qualities, or not an entirely accurate measure of these qualities. Normally, the way people are dressed can tell us a few things about them. So one thing we should do is try not to personalize our writing. Don't make it all about you or your reader. If you're constantly saying, if you do this, then you can do that, or when I do this, this happens, then it's all about us, it's not about the subject. Okay, so here, instead of this personalized example, what we could say is, for example, it can be inferred that a woman wearing a burqa is Muslim. We could actually use the semicolon there, you're right. She probably lives somewhere in the Middle East and is likely to be introspective and married. I would say that these are assumptions. I think that this one, that the woman wearing a burqa is Muslim, is a fair assumption. But to say that she probably lives in the Middle East and is likely to be introspective and married is a gross generalization. I know a lot of loud English women who wear burqas. Okay, so yeah. Okay. One may assume that a woman wearing a burqa is Muslim, lives somewhere in the Middle East, and is likely to be introspective and married. However, in a conversation, it may transpire that her name is Jade. She's living in Australia, or she has lived You can say, her name is Jade, and she has lived in Australia since July 2003 as a single and independent woman. I don't think this bit's strictly necessary. So we could say here, in this example, the only true assumption was that Jade was Muslim, demonstrating that while some information may be gleaned from a person's clothing, why doesn't it look like that? Gleaned. While some information may be gleaned from a person's clothing, so we've just explained really what we mean by this. We say, I somewhat agree with this statement. Why? For this reason. Now this paragraph is really, really closely related to the question, and it ties it back in at the end. So now this paragraph talks about how school uniforms can combat this issue, but that's not what the question was asking. What we really should have done here is spoken about a person's character. You spoke here about a person's culture and how it could be wrong, but here we should have spoken about a person's character. So we could say that, a person who is dressed in ripped clothes may be perceived as lazy, dirty, blah, blah, blah. Or even a person who's dressed in a suit may be considered upstanding and responsible and professional. So yeah, culture here and character here. So someone's character is qualities of their personality. Excuse me. So rather than just mentioning it at the end, this entire paragraph should have been exploring how clothes can demonstrate a person's character and why it may not be accurate. Simply because that's what you've stated in your introduction, that you somewhat agree with the statement because some information can be gleaned, but it's likely to be largely wrong. Some of it will be correct, most of it will be wrong. So this is what we're trying to get across here, but this paragraph should have been about character. Again, don't personalize. And this should be when meeting someone. Oops. But we do have a reasonably well-written essay now. What you need to do is learn how to formalize your sentences. And instead of using personalized examples, I spoke to this woman and she said, and this was, etc. We need to learn how to present our argument in an academic fashion. But if you would like to continue receiving these sorts of corrections, if you don't achieve the desired score in your exam, for instance, you can subscribe to our sentence guide course, the link to which is on this very page you're staring at right now. The course does come with 8 essay corrections in total, over which time I would hope to raise you to more than a band 7 in IELTS writing. I do hope to be seeing some more of your work coming through soon, Raquel, but until then, have a great day, and goodbye for now.